Welcome everybody back to the Theme Park Junkies podcast and videocast or YouTube, whatever you want to call this. What do we call this, Jay? I don't even know anymore.
Simulcast.
Simulcast. I like that. Yes. It makes us sound very professional.
Simulcasting on YouTube and on your AM and FM dial.
Well, welcome to the FM and the AMs, welcome to the YouTubes and the boob tubes, and welcome to the podcast, where we can be found on all podcasts, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? You know where we can be found by now, right?
Well said.
Yes. Did you do anything this weekend? Ride any horses, perhaps?
That would have been my ideal weekend. Unfortunately, my ranch is under construction, and the horses are currently at the vet. So
that's too bad. I heard about that.
Horses go to the vet. I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
I did do a little local something. It has to do with tequila and tacos.
The annual
and a festival. It's actually a music festival.
Yes.
And not much to say about it, but I'll briefly say, because I think I talked about it last year and all the lines and all the complaints I had. A+ to whoever took over this festival this year. So much better. I don't know if it was just less people interested, but no lines compared to what they did last year. The ticket system, I don't know if you remember, they were strictly on a ticket for currency system last time. You couldn't buy just drinks with credit cards or cash or anything. Everything was tickets. No ticket booths this time, which was a great improvement. So it was a good time. Some dancing, some tequila, some fun people. Now, I got the ticket that includes, I guess it's the tequila experience. So for a price point of $49.99 plus $15.99 fee. Why? Who knows? But they got to include that fee always. That includes admission, 6 top shelf tequila samples as well. I did not have all 6. I had 2 and gave the other ones away to some other folks.
Good for you. Giving is, important in life.
Now I will be led into the gates of heaven.
Yeah, so. Well, I don't know about that. Just by giving away alcohol, you go to heaven.
And so I tried some silver tequilas. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, mine too.
I must say, neither one was spectacular. I said, is this smooth? I like a nice smooth silver. And they both swore that, yeah, so smooth. Neither one was very smooth.
No.
Almost like absinthe. Anyway, a fun time. Dancing in the sun. I'm a little sunburnt. I don't know if you can tell.
Yes. You look a little sunburnt. I wish you'd wear some of that SPF because the sun is trying to kill us all. Yes, you get some of that melanoma, and it's not good for you, Jay. It's not good for you. It's not.
No, especially my kind of skin.
The Irish
farmer boy skin.
Your Irish eyes are smiling.
Did you do any fairs or festivities around the house?
Didn't do much. I did mop today. My niece is coming to stay with us for the next few days, and I looked at the floors and they were filthy. So I decided to mop them, and I vacuumed them first. I know how to do this now. And everything is good. Everything's good here, but I think it's time to get into some theme park madness before people are like, what is going on with this show nowadays?
Well, everyone's clicked off right by about now, according to our YouTube numbers.
So we're going to start a little different this week. We're going to just get into the little horror stuff, because there was another announcement. Did you see Universal announced another maze?
That was one of the things I brought to the table today.
Yes. Wow, we just went black. There we go. Now we're not black. So why don't you start us off with that, if you want?
Well, they did confirm that Stranger Things is returning to Halloween Horror Nights at Hollywood and Orlando. Did you see the little trailer that they put out?
I did, and
kind of cool.
I'm trying to play it, but now we just have a black screen. So
great.
Isn't that nice how that happens?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is trash here. Everything is trash.
Can you add it in post?
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Oh, because I'm lazy. I'm lazy like that. But you know what? I will try it again. Yes, I can make it work. So yeah, go ahead and talk about this
Well,
Stranger Things.
the thing is, I don't have much to say about it because I never really gave that show a chance. But I kind of, from what I've seen of that show, and I don't really have a good excuse why I never gave that show a chance. I got through like just the first few episodes and I kind of lost interest, and I guess that's all there is to it. But I think I need to go back and watch it because everything that I hear about it is good. From the bits and pieces that I do see, it seems like it was a good show, and I'd kind of like to know more about the plot of this show and series so I understand the maze better, you know?
Yeah.
So I watched that trailer, which looked pretty cool to me, but I didn't really get it like as to who that character was and the significance of the monster and everything. So I need to do my Stranger Things homework, I think. I think I need to give that one a chance. How many seasons are there of that show?
4.
4.
And
That's a
I'll
lot of
tell you,
seasons.
I'm going to give you a bit
You've
of
seen all
advice.
4?
Yeah, I have. I'm going to give you some advice, though. If I were you, I wouldn't start with Stranger Things. I would start with The Last of Us. That's on HBO Max. It's a much better show. It is.
Is it in the universe of Stranger Things?
No,
or is
it's
it
not.
just a different show?
No, but there'll be a Maze of The Last of Us this season at Universal. And,
Okay.
and honestly, it's a better show. Stranger Things, the first season is really good. After that, to me, I don't know, man. It was just okay.
Just okay.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first season.
Well, you know I love the 80s, and it does take place in the 80s, correct? So
It does, yeah.
that alone should pique my interest enough to watch it. Again, I don't really have a good excuse as to why I didn't keep watching it. And I know you've mentioned The Last of Us before. That one's on HBO.
Yeah, HBO, or I guess it's called Max now because they're so cool. Yeah,
They are Max.
they are very maxy.
Well, so that's. I mean, I don't know. They've had that maze. I think like for a couple years now. Prior, do you think it'll be the exact same or what?
They're going to add, so Vecna is the bad guy.
That's the monster.
So, you know, he looks like Emotep from The Mummy a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Which I
noticed
think
that.
is kind of strange. But yeah, so I think it'll be very similar to the last year's Maze. But you know what's cool about Stranger Things visually, besides all the colors that they use, but it's they go into the upside down world. So it should be some upside down kind of stuff going on in the maze, and that'll be interesting, I think.
What I see is you're navigating through iconic locations such as Hawkins' lab, the mysterious Creel house, and Vecna's bone-chilling mind lair.
Yeah, the mind layer is a weird little
That's
universe.
upside down land.
Upside down land.
Guests will face their deepest fears and encounter otherworldly creatures, including the dreaded Demobats. What are the Demobats? Is that like a Democrat?
It's like a Democrat with bats. They're flying
Heart-pounding
after you.
experience culminates in a high-stakes showdown with Vecna's blood-red mindscape, where guests must strive to escape his deadly curse and save mankind. So does that sound like the same plot from last time?
Yeah, it's very close to the same one. The seasons are always the same. It's just this time it was Vecna, you know. But yeah, so I don't know. Honestly, Last of Us much better, and I just can't wait for season 2 of that. Just
So
can't.
that only has one season.
That only has one season, so at least you could catch up by
so that's
October.
not right. That's not as much of a commitment.
Yeah, you think you're going to watch 4 seasons of Stranger Things by October or September?
No, it's so hard to get. I still haven't got through the whole show of Perfect Strangers or Growing Pains. I'm still on season 1.
Okay, we're going to take a
had a
little
question about
detour.
that.
We're going to take a detour right now from that. I don't really have a good sound effect for a
You need
detour.
a car, tire sound swerving off the
Something.
road.
Quick detour. I've been watching a lot of 80s sitcoms for some reason. And I think I
Now,
have.
why is that? That surprises me.
you know
I
what?
always have.
I
You
think
don't.
they're funnier than what's going on right
Totally.
now.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think after watching a lot, Growing Pains included, and Stranger Things, what's it called?
Family Ties?
I think Family Ties is the best show.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it is.
You proposed a question to me in a text message a few weeks ago, and the question was Family Ties versus Growing Pains. I could not come up with an answer for that. I really had to think. That was really a hard question for me. I truly love both those shows. I grew up on both those shows.
Right.
And so I actually did put some thought into that. And I did make a choice reluctantly. And if I have to choose between those two, I am going with Family Ties.
That's
and
the
I'll tell you
correct
why.
answer.
Mainly the man, Mike J. Fox. I think he just, for that sitcom, like he just makes it. His comedic timing with interacting with the sisters and everything is just so spot on. Like without him, that would not have been a hit show, I bet. But he just has a certain thing that makes that show hilarious. And another interesting thing, like that, you can even watch that show to this day because it had a unique premise. Whereas that, Alex P. Keaton is like this Reagan Republican guy, and the parents are like, old school hippies. And so there's like all this like subtle kind of political humor in that show. And it's pretty well done in a way where I remember hearing a lot of that stuff when I was a kid watching it, and I didn't get a lot of it. But now I totally get it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was more of a time when, things weren't so polarized. Like you could disagree about stuff and it was no big deal. You're still in the same family and you still love each other type of thing. But anyway, so I think that kind of humor is made that show unique. And then of course, Michael J. Fox just, he edges it a little bit over the top, over Growing Pains to me.
Yeah.
I like Growing Pains too. I thought Alan Thicke and Kirk Cameron are great.
Yeah.
But that one's a little more of a generic 80s sitcom. Just the formula of it, a little more generic. Like I think Family Ties probably a little bit better written, a little more unique. And Family Ties came around first, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember the last show of Family Ties. I remember my mom like shedding a tear.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? The finale?
I remember.
It was like 89.
Everything, but don't say anything because I'm watching it with the sweetheart and she's never seen it.
Okay.
So we'll get into that. But so I will say this too about Family Ties. I think the dad is the dad that I was always kind of associated with as the family dad. Like a lot of people say Cosby was the dad that people, I never got that because I wasn't rich.
Right.
My dad wasn't a doctor. You know what I mean? Like this dad was more middle class.
I don't know many dads that wear sweaters like that.
That's true. Well, but he was a middle class dad, and he didn't make a lot of money. And he had a job that he wanted to do because he wanted to be with his family more. Doctors aren't doing that. So
right.
I always got more associated with the Family Ties dad. I think that's why I love that show too. Besides, what's funny too is what's his name? P. Keaton,
Alex P. Keaton.
Alex P. Keaton. He comes in wearing a sweatshirt with APK.
Yeah,
all the time.
Says APK.
He's got his
APK,
all right. Yeah. So we're about to get long again. I can already tell if we're going to be talking about this crap. All right, so let's get back really quick.
Last thing on that, they both have great theme songs as well.
They do.
Show me that smile again.
That's a better one.
I think I was going to say theme songs. I'd go with the Growing Pains.
Yeah, I think so.
Facts of Life. I mean,
you take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah, Family Ties is.
As long as we got each other.
That's Growing Pains.
Wait, you got that in my head then.
Yeah.
We've been together for 1,000,000 years, and we'll be together for 1,000,000 more.
Right.
But what's like the hook? I can't remember the shoot. I don't know, man. I've been watching it like every day too, but now I have Family Ties. Growing Pains in my head.
Sha-la-la-la.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what else is great is at the end of the show, it's sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
Good dog.
Every time. And that's classic. Okay.
I must know the chorus.
Yeah, turn it up. For 1,000,000 more. Oh, here we go. What would you do, baby?
Everybody singing
without us?
That's it.
Yeah. What would you do?
All right.
What would you do, YouTube, without us? You'd probably be watching something much better. So, back to the lecture at hand. So I had a few Halloween predictions, and I want to run these by you, see if you have any, because the mazes, they're going to start announcing them now. This is what Universal does. Not so much. We're still going to be waiting and waiting and waiting.
I wonder if they're going to do that presentation that we've talked about.
You know, they haven't mentioned a thing. So, and that's really depressing, because I love that presentation. It's so bad, it's good. But so anyway, so Insidious Red Room, that's a movie that's out right now. They will definitely, I think they'll definitely have that. And they'll have that with The Nun too. They're going to do a combo, because they always do that one maze with a combo. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, but it's also very confusing. I don't know.
True. Yeah, I don't know much about that either.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm not excited about that at all, but I think they will. And then, did you know that there's an Exorcist movie coming out, the remake?
Believer.
Is that what it's called?
The Exorcist Believer.
Is it a straight up remake, or is it a sequel? What do you know about this? Anything?
I'm not sure, but I'm seeing on the interwebs, and I see that one of the predictions people are throwing around for Horror Nights is The Exorcist Believer. So I assume that is what it is.
Okay. I think it's just a remake, a reboot, a re.
When was the last Exorcist? Was there a last?
Exorcist 3. When was that?
1990.
And it was awful.
So
awful.
I would imagine with the way that things happen nowadays that, yeah, it will be kind of just a remake or a reboot of the original.
All right. And then Universal Studios has a movie coming out. I believe it's a Universal picture called Five Nights at Freddy. Yeah. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm. Five Nights at Freddy?
Yeah, it's kind of, I guess it's like a kid's video game, I want to say. But the thing
before
is...
we move on,
yeah.
The Believer is a continuation. It's a direct sequel to the first one, it sounds like.
Oh, that's weird.
So it's like they're pretending the other sequels didn't happen.
Yeah,
But,
that's what Halloween
okay.
did too. They just
That's what it
pretended.
Okay. Yeah.
But
So
so
Jaws the Revenge did too.
Five Nights at Freddy's is actually a Universal picture. So with that said, I think that they'll definitely have this there. And what it is, it looks like it's like this security thing with these robots, but they're like bears and rabbits and stuff like that. I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know what this is, but I think it should be a maze because it's a Universal picture.
Bears and rabbits. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so look up Five Nights at Freddy's. That it actually could be very creepy, I think, if they do it correctly. But will they do it correctly? I don't know.
Those are some creepy looking bears.
And then Saw X is coming out. Another Saw.
Another Saw. When was the last one of those out?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know, Spiral was a movie with Chris Rock. And it was basically that. But Saw X, I believe, is a Lionsgate movie. So that should not, hopefully not. I don't need another Saw maze. They had a Saw maze in the past, didn't they?
They've done several. Yeah, I think they've done several Saws.
Yeah, so Saw Spiral it was called, which was kind of a thing off of Saw. That came out in 2021. But now there's Saw X. I mean, this is crazy. Just craziness that they have so many of these stupid just franchises that won't end.
Yeah, everything is a franchise now. I kind of miss the days when sequels weren't a thing or they were very rare.
Yeah.
Only would exist if they were warranted.
Right.
Five Nights at Freddy's has had all kinds of sequels.
Video game sequels.
Video game sequels.
Never
I
a
guess.
movie, I believe.
Not that I see.
Until now.
Media franchise, they're calling it. Fictional family pizza restaurant. Wasn't wasn't there a Nick Cage movie similar to this? What am I thinking of?
There's been a lot of weird movies
Animals
and
like
in
animatronics
costume.
coming to life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's something similar. I guess I was getting it confused with that. But that could be a cool maze.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I hope, you know me, I like old things. I hope Universal brings back some more other than just the Universal monsters, which I think we did confirm they're doing something with them, right? They
It
always
sounds
do.
like they are, yeah.
But I don't know. Bring back something else from the past. I would love a good Chucky maze. I guess that's pretty new.
They've
as
never
well.
done a Chucky maze though, that I
They
can
haven't?
remember. No, they've did the tram was Chucky themed,
True.
but I don't
They've
think
always
we've
done
had a
that.
maze. And then remember when they had Chucky insulting everyone?
Yes,
Yeah,
that was great.
That was cool.
Wonder why they did away with that. They
People probably
literally
got
had
offended.
a little. Yeah, that's true. He was pretty dirty,
Yeah, he was dirty.
and
Good
I remember
dirty.
him saying some like he was calling people fat and ugly and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Like maybe it wouldn't even fly nowadays because everything's so PC. But yeah, that was cool. I remember that. It was like I think it was, if I'm remembering correctly, Chucky's Insult Emporium.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's off the top of my head. I'm not even searching that, but I believe that's what it was. That had to be back in the 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd like to see some nostalgia, Universal, if you're listening, and I know you are. You are.
Always. They're always listening.
Some other predictions I'm seeing on the webs. Well, they're saying Chucky is confirmed.
As a maze?
2023 Halloween Horror Nights houses.
Nah, there's only two things actually confirmed right now, and that's Stranger Things and Last of Us.
Right. So, but the web, even though the web lies, this is
Yeah.
what I'm seeing on the web. I'll read you what I'm seeing. Chucky is confirmed. The Exorcist Believer, Demon Slayer, Pentagram. Not sure what that is. That says, and then in parentheses it says original. So maybe that's not an IP.
Right. That'd be cool. I like original ideas.
I do too. So that's another. I hope. Yeah, let's bring some originality. It doesn't all have to be a movie related thing or whatever. Dragon, original.
I think you're looking. You know what you're looking at? You're looking at the Theme Park Junkies, where the guy plays basketball. He created that that little site because that's all BS. There's just nothing. None of this is confirmed.
Well, I'll keep. There's a few more. Top Secret IP,
Okay.
Carnival original, and then Universal Studios Monsters, Paris.
Like Hunchback of Notre Dame. And
I don't know. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
they maybe they meant. There's that one Paris section of the back lot
yeah,
where they did film a lot of that. So maybe that's what they mean. Like they're going to utilize that. That would be awesome.
that'd be a
Never-
nice scare zone.
Yes, right. So I don't know. Megan, did we hear that one's
See,
could be a possibility?
I think a dream would be Megan versus Chucky. That'd be just
That'd
such
be
a
great.
cool little
as long as
maze.
Chucky wins,
I don't know, man. You got to see
boys
Megan.
over girls.
Yeah, I know. Girls drool, boys rule, but you got to see Megan. She's just, I mean, she's built to fight. Chucky's
You
this
don't scare
little
me.
tiny thing, that runs around. I don't know.
No, that actually does look. I kind of want to see that. It does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, the sequel's
would be
coming out
great.
in I think January already. They're fast tracking. Well, now with the strike,
Of
who
course.
knows? But they were fast tracking it because the first one made so much money.
It did it?
Yeah.
Did it do over 100 grand? I didn't even know that it was
Yeah,
that big.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was. It was out a while. It's true.
yeah, yeah.
That see now you spoke of these combined mazes that they do sometimes or whatever. That would be the one exception, like
Yeah.
the Megan and Chucky. That would be cool.
It seems like the last few years they've been doing that Blumhouse where they combine mazes, and that's why I think the Nun and Insidious will be combined because I think they're both Blumhouse. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are. So
Could be right. Could be
you
wrong.
know how those big things go. All right, well. Those are some good predictions. I hope most of them come true. Are we buying our ticket? I'm not free yet to buy it. You're telling me?
Go ahead and buy it.
All right, I'm going to buy it. Hopefully you can still go.
Hopefully I can.
If
sure
not,
I'll be able to.
I'll
I
just
mean,
go solo.
The only questions are, will I be able? I mean, I better be able to add Express, but why would I not be able to?
Right. Well, so here's my only concern with that is if it shouldn't be busy, but are we going opening weekend?
It's going to be busy, son.
It is opening
Every day.
So the thing is, when you buy Express through the website, the price is the price, right? If you buy Express at the park, the price is not the price. It depends how busy the park is that day, right?
Correct. But that's normal Universal rules.
Is horror not
Halloween could be a whole different bag of tricks.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It would be a It would be sad if you didn't get Express. I guess we would just separate at each maze, and
it needs to happen.
I'll do 3 mazes, you do 1, and I'll see you, and we'll meet in an hour, I guess.
I'm not going to get the ticket if I can't get Express.
Well, I don't think you can get the. I don't think you can. I don't know. I don't think you can actually do it.
It's got to give an option once the system will allow me to get to the next step. Once the website will let me in.
Yeah.
Just like when you get a ticket, it should say add Express, whatever.
I don't think it does, because I'm telling you, our guest that we're going to have on in a few weeks, she was telling me that she couldn't get the add-on unless it changed. This is a few years ago. And she couldn't get it added on. She had to either buy it in the park or not get it. I could have swore that's what she said.
It might take a phone call. I don't know.
Yeah, it might take a letter. And
I don't want to risk it buying it in the park.
No, I think that's too risky.
Too risky.
I mean, it might be available.
Might, but I don't know. I doubt it. I think all these days, these events are so damn popular.
Yeah, especially when they first open.
Right. And I assume it's going to be jam-packed.
Yeah.
And it could potentially sell out. So I don't even want to have that hanging in the,
So would you just buy a normal ticket then and then would you just buy it then and not
I don't know,
use your freebie?
I have to use the freebie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll figure it out.
All right.
Get on that.
All right. Let's get to some news now. There's a few items, I guess.
The news now.
Just figured out what I've been doing wrong this whole time. Why the screen kept going black. But yeah, anyways, most people listen through the podcast anyways. Those numbers are good. These numbers on YouTube are horrible. You people, please help us. That's the news. Help us. Oh, some nice Pinot Gris.
You see my logo.
WB.
Yes. Even though I'm a Universal fan, I drink Warner Brothers wine.
You see my logo. Even though I prefer Advil, I take Tylenol.
But that's just a dummy bottle. It's actually fentanyl.
It is.
Inside there.
It is. That's why this episode is so slow right now. So, do you have any news for us to get this episode over?
A piece or two, possibly. Back to Universal, and then we'll move on, because we've talked enough about Universal. And we've already talked about this, but it's finally confirmed on the 12th, I believe, the other day. Universal put out a tweet. Buckle up. Our new Fast and Furious themed roller coaster is officially under construction. So they've announced it. It's going to be now. There's some concept art out, and I guess what it's going to be is like a drifting coaster. They're going to simulate like drifting, car drifting,
all right,
which actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think one of the best things about this is there's a lot of rumors that Supercharged, which is the Fast and Furious attraction on the tram tour that we hate, could be going away.
Oh, thank goodness.
I hope, because that potentially they could use that soundstage for something. That's a massive soundstage at the end there. They could potentially do something different and very cool there.
Right.
I'm not going to get my hopes up too much on that. Who knows? Probably something, another mummy attraction or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? But there is some rumors circulating that it seems like they're going to do away with Supercharged because it does have a lot of negative reviews. But this coaster, it's going to go from kind of the upper lot to the lower lot. I guess they're currently, and then back up to the upper lot. They're currently, they've been testing roller coaster sounds. I guess recently there's some footage out of like them doing these sound tests
to see if it's like annoying.
I guess from what I'm hearing is, how are they going to contain it as far as when filming's going on in the lower lot, if it's going to affect that, stuff like that, and maybe just the annoying factor too. But I guess that's kind of the stage they're at right now. But yeah, the coaster actually looks cool. Enough with the Fast and Furious theming, as we've said repeatedly. But it's supposed to be a state-of-the-art ride system uniquely created to engulf guests within the dynamic Fast and Furious universe.
How dynamic.
The coaster was being planned before COVID-19, caused the parks to shut down, and so it got delayed. The working title, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It would be in the upper lot, descend towards the lower lot, then come back up. So right on that hillside. You're testing coaster audio in the area after concerns about sound from neighboring property owners. So there you go. It's not clear if Supercharged will stay at Hollywood with the opening of the new coaster.
Gosh, you know,
Pray that it doesn't.
Universal's a very small park overall. You know, when you're at
there is a lot of people that live like on those hillsides right there.
Yeah. When you're at like Six Flags Magic Mountain and you hear those coasters just nonstop when you're walking by, very annoying. It gets old. You know, at first it's like, oh, that's cool.
Totally.
Excitement, you know.
Even just staying in the hotel, you notice when you stay in the or any hotel near a theme park, how annoying the coasters get.
Yeah.
Just after 24 hours, like once you leave the theme park, you don't want to hear that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice that? Like you hear it the next morning, it's like, ugh, I would go nuts. I had to live through that every day.
Gosh, I would rather go on like, I wish it was Gone in 60 Seconds or something. If they want to do a racing car thing, that
was pretty good. I like that movie.
I just can't believe Days of Thunder. I can't believe they're going to something that in years will be laughed at. This franchise will be laughed at in years when all these guys are super old and people go back and watch these movies. Are going to be like, wow, this is some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. That's my
I would agree with you,
humble
but
opinion.
I don't know how they somehow are popular and make money.
Well,
I don't know.
The last one didn't do great here in the States, but it killed overseas from what I read.
Weird.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm kind of a car guy. I like cars and watching stuff like that. But this franchise has never appealed to me. But coaster, for that being said, the coaster actually does look cool, though.
Yeah, it sounds neat.
like it's going to be some new technology. So we'll see what that's all about. I don't have much else. Did you see that? You notice a lot of things are reaching their 40th anniversary that we grew up with.
Yeah.
A lot of movies and just whatever. A lot of things are hitting that 4.0, and that just seems like makes me feel so old. One of those things that's recently hit their 40th anniversary and is now coming back out into theaters. And I like this trend, how they did this with Jaws last year and how they will do now and then with movies. They'll put them back in theaters, but 40th anniversary is hitting right now of National Lampoon's Vacation. And it is, again, playing in select theaters.
Wow.
In the Los Angeles area. None really that close to me, unfortunately. But there is, I think it's playing in Valencia, Thousand Oaks, just like one time a day.
Yeah.
It is playing at City Walk, like just one screening, like at 4:00 p.m. But I kind of want to see that in the theater. I never did see that in the theater. It is a total different experience.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of my favorites. So, yes, Vacation, back in theaters. That movie came out in 1983, 40 years ago. My Lord.
Wow.
So,
well, if the strike continues, it may just all be old movies in theaters, which
it might.
Be great.
That's true. So that could be a perk.
Yeah. No.
I don't know how long it'll be in theaters. And, of course, it's not local. So watch for that if you're interested. And what else do I have? I guess that is about it.
Okay. I only have two things, then we'll get out of here really quick. Did you see the Knott's Berry Farm? And I believe this is for Scary Farm. The chaperone policy kind of changed yet again, it sounds like.
The most recent update I heard is that it came back again, but I haven't heard anything after that. That was a while ago.
So it did come back, but the policy this is what it says. I'll just read it from the site. All guests ages 15 years old or younger must be accompanied by a chaperone who is at least 21 years old in order to be admitted to remain in the park after 4 p.m. So it sounds like you don't really need a chaperone until 4 p.m. That's kind of how I'm reading that.
Okay.
So that does sound like it will affect Scary Farm, which is great to me. But if I was a kid, I'd be a little peeved.
Why? Because you want these kids to have a babysitter?
I think everyone needs a babysitter. I would love a babysitter. Someone that could just get me some food when I need. I guess that would be. I don't know what that would be called.
Give you your baba.
my little baba and all sorts of stuff when I need it. But yeah, no,
Change your diaper.
yeah. Well, it's pretty scary there, you know. The diaper may need changing.
I could push you in a wheelchair if you'd like.
But
I would like pretend like we're racing, you know.
Yeah.
Run you into stuff.
race the monsters and then get us
Right.
kicked out. That's the move. That's the move.
Come at me, bro.
Come
And
at
then you
me.
Then you could kick from the wheelchair at the monster.
I would love to actually. So, chaperone policy. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. So, did you see last thing at Universal Florida? And I'm assuming we're going to get this. Minion Blast opened up. Have you heard of this ride? Okay.
Minion.
So it took over the Shrek 4D ride area. Ours is
I think I
currently
did hear
empty,
something
right?
about this. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Didn't they get announced at ours? I think
You
it
know,
did.
I thought it did, but it's not open for ours yet. So what this is they hand you a wireless gun, and it's a shooting thing, and you go from screen to screen. The thing that makes this different is there is no 3D, and you're on a moving platform, so you're standing, and you just stand there, and it kind of moves like an escalator kind of thing, but it's flat, you know? And there's a little dot that you're supposed to stand on so you don't move. And I saw a video of it, and you can't move. If you moved, you'd run into the guy next to you because it's literally just a line of, you know, cows going to the slaughter, just standing there, you know. So it sounds okay to me, but it's just like it's like a big video game. Some of these attractions now. It's like, remember when you
Kinda.
played what was it, something Dead, House of the Dead, I think it was called, and you had
Yeah,
that gun and you'd point
that
it.
old one,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what this is, but really nice. And it moves, you know, you move with it. But so think of it though, like when you're at like in a room and you're standing and the thing's moving, there's a screen there. Then there's a screen there's so many screens in this thing. There's like picture frame screens that you shoot at, everything. I don't know.
Green heaven.
It's screen heaven. I think that this is like, you know, I'm kind of surprised they didn't do something with like Mario or something, because this could have been part of the band that kept score for you, you know, and
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's another franchise where I think they've just done enough with it. You know, I guess it's popular. Despicable Me.
Yeah.
That's the movie, right?
Despicable
Minions.
Me. Have you seen any of those?
No, that's another one where I'm just out of the loop.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those. Have you?
I saw the first one. Whatever.
Great.
Oh,
Spectacular.
so good. Yeah. Yeah. I just wish that they had more rides and experiences for it because it's so good.
Yeah, well, that actually sounds like kind of a fun concept, but who knows? Enough screens, though, right?
Enough screens. But so, you know, this to me is like, why is it not in 3D? I don't know. It seems kind of weird
Or
that it's actually
4D.
not. Yeah, or something. But you're just shooting at a screen.
Yeah, that's strange. Why they would, you know, that was Shrek 4D. Why take that out?
Yeah.
I mean, why lose a feature? Why not keep that and add on? I do remember being in Shrek 4D, and that actually did have some cool kind of effects to it.
Yeah, it was neat. Problem with those shows is that they're shows. So when you've seen them three
Yeah.
times, it's enough. It's just
Yeah.
enough. You don't want to wait an hour to see a show that you've seen already.
True.
And why they don't update the shows, I'll never understand. It's
That's
a
what I
screen.
was going to say. Like that could be the way around that is if they changed it somehow over time or whatever, but they never do that.
You know, the only one that I can think of that does it just off the top of my head is Star Tours. They're
Yeah, I
changing
guess
it again.
that-
It's changing
you're right.
again. They're adding more.
Is it?
Yep, more adventures.
So why doesn't everyone else steal a concept like that and do that?
I don't
Bring
know.
back Miami Vice and just change the story. I would love that.
Yeah.
I miss that show.
I am ready for a Disney trip. I don't know if
Yeah.
you are yet. I don't know because, you know, you don't like the mouse as much, but
It scares me.
I know.
You know?
Well, you need your baba, but I love the mouse and I'm ready. I'm actually ready. I'm really thinking about getting a pass.
But you don't want to go in the summer. You hate people and heat. And
Yeah, you're right. I kind of forgot about that, how much I hate people and heat.
those two do not mix with you.
Yeah, that's the thing about, well, you know what? If I did get a pass, it wouldn't be good for the summer anyways. I'm not paying for that big pass. It's
I
too
am kind of
much.
ready. I mean, a few things I love there. Um, Disney annoys me in a lot of ways, but I do love the mansion. I do love
Yeah.
pirates. I do love the jungle, not the Jungle Book, but the Jungle Cruise.
And I hate to say this, but you haven't been in a while. So
Yeah.
you haven't done like Cars, right? You never got on that
I
ride.
didn't know. I've been there since Cars has been there, but no, have not still gone on that ride. No, it was a super long line. I don't think I had the option of Fast Pass or anything for some reason.
You did do the Guardians, right?
Yes, I've done Guardians. I kind of wanted to cry because I still think of it as the Hollywood Tower Hotel.
Right.
But that was actually a pretty well done ride, I must say.
It's great.
Pains me to say it, but
Yeah.
I'll say it. I did like the tunes that they play when you're doing the drop. I think I heard Jackson 5. Did you tell me that they switched that up?
There's like 5 songs you can get, something
Five
like that.
different songs.
Yeah.
They're all like old rock and roll stuff.
All old school, yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I like that animatronic raccoon.
Yes.
That was well done. And then, yeah, I think it must be like 2018 or 19 was the last time I was there. It was before the pandemic. So it's been a while, and I am due. But then again, you got to deal with heat and people.
Yeah, it is hot out there, and there are a lot of people.
And Genie.
Yeah.
Do we want to? I don't know. You like the Genie. I'm still on the fence.
I'll say this about Genie. I think it's
used
better
it.
than what Universal has, because Universal's is $100 and something. Genie's like $20 for the day, $30 for the
Yeah.
day. You don't get front of the line with it, but it's Fast Pass, but you only wait like 10 minutes. You're not waiting a long time.
Yeah. So I am due. I wish I could get into Club 66. Is that what it's called?
Club 33.
33.
Yeah.
It was 2 numbers.
66. That one's somewhere downstairs, I think.
I wish I could get into that. I wish I could get into Walt's apartment above the fire.
You can.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, if you're in certain like elite groups, you
No.
can do that kind of
That one's
stuff,
easy to
right?
get into.
It is. How?
Yeah, they have a tour. It's a VIP tour. I want to say it's
Okay.
$100. It takes you into
that's
club.
it.
Takes you into the Club 33. You get to see the entrance. Like you get to step inside, but you don't get to do anything. You get to go up to Walt's apartment.
Yeah.
You get to go into the tiki room and then play with the birds after. Like literally play with them.
You can operate them.
Yeah.
The animatronic birds.
Yeah, they bring them over and you can make them talk and stuff.
That
I've
would
done
be
it.
fun.
I did it.
That I would like.
What else did we do? You get a free lunch, which was not good. Very basic. But we did one other thing that was, you get front of the line for the rides that they go on. They don't do all the rides. There's one other thing. I'm trying to remember what else we did. That might be it. It was a cool tour. It told you a bunch of interesting
So you
facts.
did it.
Yeah.
You went into Walt's apartment and stuff.
No.
Oh.
So I did it before they went to Walt's apartment. Of course, they added that after, right?
Okay.
That's just my luck.
Yeah, because I've seen video footage of it. I
Yeah.
know like there is certain ways you can get up there and see it.
Yeah.
I didn't know the details, but
Disney has some of the greatest VIP experiences. I'm telling you.
I guess so.
But the problem is that they're so expensive. Their tours.
Yeah.
They have one. It's called. They're not doing it right now, but they are. They do it. It's a Jungle Cruise one, where you have breakfast. I believe it's like
You told me this.
Yeah, it was. We
In the
talked about
ride,
it
right?
once. Yeah, I think so. Something crazy like that.
Like in one of the scenes, you're sitting there eating breakfast.
Yeah, something weird like that. And then, but it was
weird would
like
that be?
$200 or something to do. It was like something insane. And then they also have in Florida. I don't know if they have it here yet, but you can rent those. What are those Segways? A Segway, and you Segway through the park at 7 a.m. when no one's there. That sounds fun too.
Yeah, that does.
I would do
What
all
would be
of
the
it.
point? So, but nothing's open.
I think breakfast is open for you, person, like you get to go to some of the spots and stuff. I think certain things are open for you, but
On a Segway, that would be pretty hilarious.
that'd be great because
I didn't think those things were still around. Really, I thought those were like a fad that kind of went away.
I've always wanted to try it actually.
Yeah, seems like you could F yourself up on one of those, though.
Oh yeah, I think you could. I think you show up. They do a little class, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
you go with a group of people. You can't go on your own, unfortunately.
Segway sounds fun, but I'd rather be on a hoverboard. I wish those were real. Remember
Well,
they came out with hoverboards, but it wasn't really a hoverboard.
yeah, it wasn't a
It's like
hoverboard at
it
all.
was on wheels. Why would you call it a hoverboard then?
I don't know. I don't know. So let's see. This did you hear too? The Oogie's Bash or whatever is sold out for the whole year, the whole
Oogie?
season
Oogie?
at California Adventure.
No. What is that bash again? Remind me.
It's like their they used to do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Right.
Now they moved it over to California Adventure, and it's called Oogie Boogie Bash.
Okay.
A
So
Halloween
they
party.
don't do the Mickey Not So Scary thing anymore?
I don't think they do.
So it's the only Halloween thing they do is at California Adventure, and it's Oogie Boogie?
The only party they do.
Okay.
Because the Disney's all decorated out, and
Right.
you got
They
the
got
Haunted Mansion
Mickey
thing.
Pumpkins.
Exactly.
They still do the overlay.
Yeah.
The, Nightmare overlay on the mansion, right?
Yeah, but what's crazy with this Oogie Boogie Bash? So everything it's all sold out, and it looks like bots bought them. So they're on eBay now for like $1,000 a ticket. But I always thought that Disney tickets were like non-transferable. It's under your name that you bought it on. If I bought a Disney ticket, it's through my app. I don't know how
Yeah.
they're selling these. I don't think it's legal, Disney law, but
Yeah. You'd think Disney would be on top of that somehow to prevent that.
yeah. Yeah.
Those bots.
Yeah, so let's see the VIP tour. I just want to see how much this thing is. It doesn't even. It says call for reservations, but yeah,
Of course.
No,
That's
no,
how
no.
you know it's expensive.
Yeah, so that's a VIP tour though. I didn't do the VIP tour. I did It was called a walk and waltz footsteps.
I've heard of that.
That's what I did.
That's probably how you get in the apartment.
Yep, yep. And they didn't do the apartment when I went. We were so like it
They
just.
renovated it recently. Maybe that was why.
Yeah, maybe that was why.
Or a couple years ago or something. I think they did.
Yeah, the events and tours right now on their page it doesn't really say much what's going on. So one more thing, are you or is anyone going to go see the new Haunted Mansion movie that releases? I believe
When does that release?
I think it's the 28th or something like that.
No kidding. I haven't really seen any advertising of it.
You know why? Because Barbie is taking over everything right now. That advertising is everywhere.
That's true. I have seen plenty of that advertising.
That thing's going to
but,
make a gazillion dollars. I think Haunted Mansion's in a little trouble because of just when it's coming out, but we'll see.
I guess I did see the trailer, right? Didn't we?
Yeah,
watch the
yeah. Trailer
Yeah.
looks fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it looks great, but
I'm curious to see it. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what some of the reviews are and what people are saying. And what is it rated? Do we know? Is it a 13?
I thought I
hard
saw
R?
a 13. It's not a hard R. It's definitely not a hard R. It's PG-13. Yeah.
PG-13.
It's labeled a fantasy comedy, and it's 2 hours and 2 minutes long.
Yeah. Directed by Justin Simeon. Are you familiar with him?
No, but I don't really follow stuff anymore like I used to.
Yeah, that's apparent from
Yeah.
our
Like all that
discussions.
movie stuff, I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, Winona Ryder, Jared Leto, Owen Wilson. That's right. I remember Owen Wilson is in it. I'm curious to see it. I think they can only improve from what they attempted with the Eddie Murphy version, right?
Yeah. The thing about the Eddie Murphy version, there are some good scenes in it.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
I guess
there
I
is.
shouldn't even speak on that because it's been so long since I've
Well, he's awful in
attempted
it.
to watch that. Yeah, I
He
just remember-
overacts and
Yeah, I just remember
goofy.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah.
For some reason. It just wasn't a good fit. Danny DeVito is in this new one. Interesting.
So Jared Leto is the Hatbox Ghost.
He is.
Yeah.
Wow. What an honor of a role to play.
That's all I
You
wanted
better-
to play my whole life.
He better do it justice. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how you can do a Hatbox Ghost justice, but he better pull that off well. So yeah, it looks interesting. Do you think they're going to include any of the music?
Yeah. Did you see I'm
They
thinking.
didn't on the other one. I hope they at least include some of the aspects of the Grim Grinning Ghosts.
Yeah. I think you saw Pirates of the Caribbean, the original?
Yeah,
Okay.
the first one.
Yeah. Oh, we saw it together, actually, I think, in the theater.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. We at the Simi, the good Simi Regal, the newer one, when it opened. We went to it like, oh, let's just go see a movie. But anyways, I think that movie finally made Disney movies good. That were theme park related.
True. Well, that was the one that made the change, right?
Yeah, they used music. They had scenes from the from the ride. I think that they've learned their lesson. I think that this will do the same.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I would say so. That was before the other Haunted Mansion movie, right? Pirates? No, I guess
I want to say it was after. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was before
close.
because Haunted Mansion was 2003.
Okay, 03 was the Eddie Murphy one.
Do we know Pirates?
I want to say Pirates was the same year.
It was. You're right. 03.
Yeah. So they were back to back. So one totally bombed and one was a huge hit.
I wonder if they rushed Haunted Mansion or something. Well, I guess if they came out that soon, they were already.
It just went
post.
for a weird vibe. I mean, I don't know. I love Eddie Murphy. He's one of my favorites, but it just wasn't right for the Haunted Mansion. His type of humor and just the writing, and I don't know. I'm feeling awkward. And another on this same subject, another one on my playlist that I haven't watched yet that you said is starring your favorite actor of all time, Dwayne Johnson, is the Jungle Cruise movie.
Yeah.
I actually have that in my iTunes library, but I still haven't.
It's worth a watch.
Myself to watch it. It is worth a watch.
It is. Here's a movie to watch after you finish up The Last of Us. This movie is so good. It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. We watched it last night. It's with Nicolas Cage. He plays himself in it. He plays Nick Cage.
Sounds great so far.
And a guy from overseas pays Nick Cage $1 million to come to his, his beautiful house and stay with him for a few days. And they end up kind of writing a movie together. It is so funny because Nick Cage plays this eccentric version of himself, which I think is probably halfway true, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah. So that's on your list. But add it.
What's the title again?
It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's a horrible name. It's too long, but it makes sense for the movie because Nick Cage thinks he has massive talent.
That's funny.
He really makes fun of himself in it, and it's really good.
Wow, I love the poster already. It's done like a one of those old school 80s like drawn posters. Remember when every poster was like painted?
Yeah.
It looks like one of those.
This movie got like no respect, nothing, probably because there was like a Spider-Man movie or something out at the same time. So many movies just get put under the rug because of these big budget franchises that they just feed us over and over again the same junk.
And that's why we are here doing this service. By this word of mouth podcast, we are letting you know of all these untapped gems that you might not know about, or were at least teaching me, because I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
That actually does look pretty hilarious. That almost reminds me of Killing Hasselhoff, where he plays a version of him.
Was that good, though? I didn't see it.
I love it. I love it. It's so like ridiculous comedy. It's almost like in the sense of like a Leslie Nielsen comedy type of thing,
Naked Gun-esque.
Sort of. Yeah. It's like, it's that kind of ridiculousness. So I thought that was great, but it reminded me of it because you said he's playing like an exaggerated version of himself. That's exactly how Hasselhoff does.
Yeah.
At least both those guys can make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
And,
they totally
and their characters, they get it,
Yeah.
I appreciate that quality. So.
All right, last thing before we get out of here, and then let's get out of here. Bob Iger staying around for 2 more years. You see that? He got extended.
I didn't see 2 more years, but so Iger is okay. No,
I mean,
good? Do we like that?
I think it's better than the guy before.
Yeah.
But he also announced that they're going to pull back on Star Wars and Marvel content, which I think is really good. It's so saturated.
Good.
Yeah,
I think you've done enough.
But what does that mean he's going to do? Remakes of movies like Little Mermaid and Snow White, I think is coming. Like, it's just too much of the.
They've done
nothing
of that
new
too. Yeah. How about go back to the drawing board of just be creative and bring some originality?
Do you know that I don't think they can anymore though, because that Elemental movie, whatever just came out, bombed. Original,
Yeah.
wasn't a remake.
A lot of
No
their
one
stuff is
cared.
bombing. Yeah.
No one cared, but The Little Mermaid was successful, so it's like,
Yeah.
use what's been used, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's that. It is a
hate that.
business, and they have to make money,
I want originality. That's what I want.
right? I mean, it's definitely an untapped resource, or it's an untapped genre nowadays.
Yeah,
You don't see much originality coming out of people just doing something different and
it's true.
taking a chance. There's not much taking a chance in Hollywood, that's for sure. It's proven formulas only, it seems like. So
Take a chance, my man. Take a bloody chance.
yeah. So it feels like we've gone way too long again.
We have. I don't know, man.
We hope we haven't annoyed you too much.
Maybe we should just do one topic a day, every day, and it'll just be 7 minutes long. Oh, we're
right, I
on
got the next
Threads
topic.
too, by the way.
What's that?
We're on Threads, and I don't think
Oh,
anyone cares.
No,
that
I think Threads is
platform,
already dead
yeah, it was really hopping at first, and I think it's
for
just
like a day.
how hard is it to introduce something new? It's
Yeah, but from what I've heard, it's just basically a Twitter clone with like
No-
more censorship.
You know what it
Right.
is? What I kind of felt was it was like Instagram, but dumbed
Is it?
down.
Maybe.
Because I didn't like Twitter. Like I couldn't. It was confusing to me. This one is like just. It felt like Instagram because it's linked to your Instagram. It felt like Instagram. I'm not seeing what's different about it.
Well, did you hear the one shady thing this is why I don't want to get it? That if you want to delete your threads, you have to delete your Instagram as well. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just
So you
post
can
random
never
junk.
delete the threads now, or it's going to delete the Instagram.
Yeah,
So,
everything's
why-
linked, right?
they're
Facebook,
punishing you?
Instagram,
I mean-
all that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, but I mean, you should be able to delete one platform and not have to delete your other ones. It's like the form of like, no, you must keep this.
Right.
Like that.
Well, they need numbers.
I guess.
Like anything else.
But
You know,
that's
there's
shady.
the one good thing about Threads right now, and it's only because it's new, is there's no ads.
Yeah.
Gosh,
okay.
ad free is just
Yeah,
like
that's true. That's rare
so
nowadays.
nice. But there will be.
Oh,
They're getting you hooked or trying to. I don't know.
So give out our threads handle.
I don't
even
know.
know what that is.
I don't know. It's
like a
Park
bunch of numbers
Junkies
or
probably. Yeah. I think it linked to. I think it's at Park Junkies 1 because I think it links to your Instagram.
Okay. Well, Instagram, Park Junkies 1. YouTube, Theme Park Junkies.
Nine.
Not the guy playing basketball. Not the mom and dad and dog with the Mickey ears.
Oh.
And please subscribe. We need to be the #1 Theme Park Junkies channel. I know that's asking a lot, but we will do it. Or else. So on that note, we are Theme Park Junkies. Thanks for joining us. And on behalf of Clark Griswold, Tacos and Tequila, Fast and Furious, and Stranger Things, and Ryan, we are saying out.